So we got another dead body, apparent murder. There's been 25 murders in the past 6-7 years. I don't know what's in the water in the San Luis Valley. I don't know what's in the water in the San Luis Valley. But I got a picture here. They're saying Kenny John is the one that was killed. Kenny John was the one that was killed, and then you have Christopher Mondragon is the one that they're looking for, and this is coming out of Blanca. So here's our pictures. And I want to say Kenny John might be the guy on the other side here, but I'm not for sure. I do know this guy here, the picture said that the caption under the picture said he is Christopher Mondragon. So we're looking for Christopher Mondragon apparently, because we found some human remains that they've identified as Kenny John. He had been killed. I'll read the alamosanews.com article here in a second, but just get a sense of. So Christopher Mondragon. The Blanca Police Department is seeking assistance from the public in locating Christopher Mondragon, 28. Blanca Police Department's Chief of Police, Rick Rodriguez. I like Rick Rodriguez. Rick Rodriguez actually listened to my problem and then come up with a suggestion, of which I did, and it worked for, the most part. I had paid for a service and I didn't get the service, and so he had said that, why don't you still owe some more money on the service, so say until you get it, you're not going to pay the rest of it off. So I like Rick Rodriguez. John, 46, was reported missing on May 12th and was last seen in the Blanca area at about 8 p.m. At that time, it was believed he was driving a white 2013 Ford F-150 Platinum, towing a black trailer carrying a 2023 white Polaris. So that's interesting, right? He's going around with a nice four-wheeler, a nice trailer, and he's got a nice white 2013 Ford F-150 Platinum truck. So they said that he was reported missing May 12th, and that he was last seen in the Blanca area at about 8 p.m. Following an intensive search involving several law enforcement agencies, human remains were discovered on the morning of June 19th in a location south of the town of Blanca on County Road 12 and 31st Street. So that's a lot of days later. That's a lot of days later. You got 48 hours, right? You got 2 days to figure this shit out. Kenny John was last seen, reported missing May 12th, and then here it is today. It's June 27th. So this is 8 days ago. 8 days ago they found human remains. And then 3 days later the remains were identified as Kenny John by Costilla County Coroner's Office in conjunction with the El Paso County Coroner's Office. El Paso? Why is El Paso? Costilla County, El Paso's not in the valley. Maybe they're just more advanced. Regardless, we figured out who it was. Mondragon has an active warrant for tampering with the deceased human body. Tampering with physical evidence, so Class 3 felony, Class 6 felony, and first-degree aggravated motor vehicle theft. Class 5 felony, but not murder charges. So he had something to do with the deceased body, he had something to do with tampering with evidence, and he had something to do with possibly stealing. And first-degree aggravated motor vehicle theft is just a Class 5 felony, because Class 3 is higher. Class 6 is the bottom. Hey, did you steal that car aggravatedly? Class 5 felony and a couple warning shots is okay, whatever. All right. So if anyone has any information regarding the whereabouts of Mondragon, contact the Blanca Police Department dispatch 719-589-5807, or Crime Stoppers at 719-589-4111. 719-589-4111. So, yeah, damn, what the fuck, Priscilla Wagner, something's in the water. 25 people have been, you can't even get capital punishment from the state. The state can't even enforce capital punishment on the most heinous worst of the worst, most bloody, violent people out there. Basically, I think of that Batman shooter, but you got the King Super shooter. The guy fucking burned all those damn houses down. They're not able to do anything to anybody. It seems like they just play the game, say they're psycho, or play. So the worst of the worst, the state isn't able to enforce capital punishment, but somebody around here in the last 5, 6, 7 years, 25 capital punishments. 25 capital punishments. And then I don't even know if Kenny John, is a bad guy. Just him having, a nice Fuller and a nice trailer and a nice truck for some burglar, that's all that a person would need. And Kenny John, it makes it seem like, well, that's Kenny John, good old Kenny John. And if that is Kenny John here, this picture here, he seems somewhat okay. He seems somewhat like, oh, golly gee, shucks, good old boy. If that's, if that's who it is. I don't know, I'm looking it up. We'll see if we got a couple seconds here. It goes to the Blanca Police Department on Main Street. The human remains that were located. Yeah, it looks like that's Kenny John, 46 years old. So we'll give dude the benefit of the doubt. R.I.P. to Kenny John. R.I.P. Just got himself a nice little foiler, got himself a nice little truck, and then he drove down the wrong road. R.I.P. Kenny John. R.I.P.